Hello everybody, Roxabox90 here, back with some more Shadows over Innistrad spoilers. We got only a handful of cards today, unlike yesterday's onslaught of mythics, but no less good. We got some really cool stuff. This set continues to impress. First up, we have Falconwrath Glutton, or Gorger, 1 for a 2/1 vampire warrior. Each vampire creature you control that isn't on the battlefield has madness, and its madness cost is equal to its mana cost. This is important for a number of reasons, the primary one being this means instant speed discard creatures for red, black, let's say, which is, while not card advantage, it does give you effectively a much better outlet for haste, and since they cost the same amount of mana as they would cost to play anyway, this could potentially encourage, if let's say let's say turn 1 you play him, turn 2 you miss a drop or something, or you have the drop, you could drop it at the end of your opponent's turn and then push in continuously. Given that it is a 2/1 for red, all upside, this card is phenomenal. It's straight up awesome. It's definitely going to help enable black-red vampires in madness, and it seems very, very strong. Sage of Ancient Lore, the mana source, was the one who revealed this card and pretty much had everything that you could say about it, so I'd recommend checking his channel out and seeing his video, but in very brief, 5 for a star. Power up is equal to the number of cards in your hand. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card so it won't die if you have no cards in hand. And at the beginning of each upkeep, it flips, and then if it flips, its Vigilance Trample equal to the cards of all players' hands. This is important because this card doesn't seem that the place you want to be for a green or green-red aggro deck. Turn 5, you probably want to have your hand more or less empty, but in Commander, like the Mana Source mentions, this card is huge balmy creature that's almost definitely going to require removal. Pretty awesome in that regard. Then we have the horribly translated to French Tainted Chains, 1 in a blue for a flash flyer 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until end of turn, and you can cast spirit spells as though they had flash. This seems to be more of an enabler push for spirit related decks, which had some good spirits, not amazing spirits. This card helps with that curve. It also is a very strong card in limited because it gives you that hexproof, so it can protect your creatures from removal spells while also giving flash to your additional spirits, which will help in terms of a slower limited environment. It gives you that extra tempo advantage. All in all, seems very well costed and well done as a card. So thank you, awesome Wizards. Then we have To the Slaughter, 2 in a black for an instant. Target player sacks a creature or planeswalker. Giving your opponent's choice, not always awesome, but it is instant speed. And Delirium, they do a creature and a planeswalker. So in other words, effectively a 2-for-1 if you have a deck that works with Delirium for 3 mana at instant speed. Very strong. The giving of choice is a little bit of a drawback to it, but I think many decks will be able to get around that. And even if they have a choice, if you can consistently get Delirium going, then this card is a very powerful 2-for-1. Macabre Waltz, 2 for a sorcery, turn to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and then discard a card, which you think is bad, but it actually isn't in a set that gives you, it's effectively 2 draw 2 cards, and then discard a card for madness, which is what it is. I think that's fine for limited. It's really the place where it would see play. The fact that it's an enabler makes it better. As we know, we just had Null Drifter. That's a nickname for the card from the Oath of the Gatewatch, and that card was very, very powerful, getting 2 cards back from your grave. This is effectively a lot cheaper while also giving you a madness outlet. Seems, for a common, very good limited. Odric Lunarch Marshal is 4 for a 3/3. At the beginning of each combat, creatures you control gain an ability if another creature you control has that. So if it has first strike, all of them gain first strike. Same is true for more or less every keyword that's important in the set. All in all, very strong for limited. Very, very strong. It would encourage people to play cards that are more filler, let's say, but they have keyword abilities because this could affect your whole field. Otherwise, he doesn't really have a lot of stats going for him. I don't like that he relies on having other creatures around to do anything. For 4 mana, I think he's primarily going to be a limited card. And Arlinn Cord wraps up today to a red and a green for a 3 Loyalty, red-green planeswalker, +1 until end of turn. Up to 1 target creature gets 2/2 and gains vigilance and haste. And the haste part's important. 0, put a 2/2 green wolf, transform it into Arlinn, Embrace the Moon, +1 creatures you control go +1 and trample, -1 it does 3 damage to a creature or player and transform it back, and then -6 you get an emblem, creatures you control have haste and tap, the creature deals damage. So in other words, effectively wins the game since she can just keep generating 2/2s and it's an emblem effect. So in other words, her ultimate it ends the game, and it's not that out of reach given that she does protect herself very effectively with making creatures. I like that she's a pseudo Huntmaster of the Fells. That's very, very cool about her. I also like that flavor-wise, when she unleashes herself as a werewolf and does damage to something, then she transforms back to human because she's unleashed her rage, and then she pulls back into herself and becomes her human self. I really like that about her. That control between the two halves is very cool. I like the Huntmaster effect as well, where as a human, she's more about the pack and she's more about creating wolves and about enhancing other wolves, but then she turns into the alpha females, I guess, and becomes the I power up everyone, including myself, or I'm just going to take the fight. Very strong walker. Red-green team tends to be fairly consistent. While in some senses she's not as good as Huntmaster because she can't do quite as many effects as quickly, but I think the longevity of her is going to make it even more played in many ways than Huntmaster was potentially. And I think she's very, very solid as a walker. But let me know what you guys think about today's spoilers down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed the video, please tap the like button if you're new to the channel. Check in and subscribe. As always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.